evolution of Kolpar tried to corrupt your relationship too. But having one person know who you really intend to be can be such a source of strength in uncertain times. He's not with you now as you approach the well of the stars, but he would really love this old temple. About 5 pivots within the pyramid. You feel him out there, but he cannot reach you. You want to feel his touch once more. That has become your need, which inoculated you with the goodness he believes in you. You realize these are multiple pyramids, but it's impossible to explore one at a time, and that is the only way to get things done. You gaze into the star well because you have no other available observatory. He has not ascended into his starship form. He is a prisoner. This section, deeply hidden from the stellar lights, nevertheless is framed by a kind of gem, which burns with its own heatless flame. By this light, does Merwin know she's arrived at the section that is the Temple of Inguz, the hero god of a culture buried in times before humanity printed and read. It was said to be the last place the dragon line was seen. Merwin imagines back when this was a functioning temple, the large wild cats who stroked the legs of the priestesses, who stood there watch over one of the few discovered examples of religious sites that welcomed all. This statue to your right is surely one of those ministers of mercy. The one across the way requires torchlight. With the warmth of your own energetic glow at your fingers, now on the dais stands a marble remnants, shaped as one of those great feline princes who guarded the temple. Hello, big fellow. Had I only emerged at the time to stroke your ebon fur? I'm here to see Dogstar, but I do miss having cats. They give you a reason to hear your own voice any time, I realize. This next week is central. The ceiling lord over the stone floor, which is painted steel with indecipherable icons. Their height resembles an oak stand, and their volume cavernous. The stain of blood on the floor does not seem to belong to the time period, though. How could it endure? Now, with that possibly disturbing event noted, Marilyn steps up to the stone filled up that boulders which serve to ring the arcane well. Her sight here is like daylight. She relaxes, and her avian cloak flutters to the motive of no wind but the stillness of her mind. Excuse me. Marilyn Archieri rises to the balls of her feet, emphasizing her petite frame. From a releve, her toes thinly touch with the ground, pointing downward as she insists on her overview point above the well. There, by the starlight, she will find the map of the present sky. Then it's a matter of completing travel to where she dreads most. But nothing will dissuade her from her the Aramis freedom.
Dissuade her from the Aramis's freedom. Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Good.
The cult is a real piece of work. Their belief declares that Merlin told a group of 7 angels the truth and asked no one to speak of it. There would be Messiah had provided the power for her plans in the most fantastically circuitous way. It was her own future self who gave the angel of the morning the plan, the spell of infinity. You tried to adapt to its alien way of thought, and the most famous landmark related to infinity seemed their likely hideout. But then you weren't so sure. Then the living tarot came to affirm you should look instead to the stars. But your other companion, the one who found her way to the distant past, Matig Vasila, she was the one person you had known to do so. You glanced to the ceiling for some connection to the sky roof. It is amazing anything was so engineered during a time history declared the Dark Ages for 1,000 years afterwards. The retractable roof relies on pulleys. Will they require lubricant? You hesitate to just walk in and act like everything will function as expected. It is likely, had they known of Matig, she would have been their likely target. Gervain's association with her energy signature languishing in his soul, most likely drove them in their fervor. You would love to stop and inspect the spheres, the vases, the sculptures. The Temple of Ing instead calls you to find a means to retract this roof. From there, the sky will appear. But will this be the sky now? Or the sky long ago? So is the nature of the pyramid. Now come steps, multiply from the way you came.
Your author, Cecil Lewis here. I recommend saving your game story now and often. After you make your choice, you can return to the other one of these two choices below. These story tree threads don't let me link you back otherwise. Feel free to play out this and all story parts for the full Infinite Pyramid experience, and we'll work on building the games with the tools we have. Yeah? Alright.
Now, then continue with Mary.
Marilyn now.
Oh, well, hi, that's pretty. Someone's in there. Can I? Yes! You have an aerodynamic knack, but there's a strange thing too. Almost without gravity, without other binding forces in action, he falls before you, more gradually than should be possible. He flashes through the essence of celestial night. He speeds through a foggy sky, a holographic duplicate of a fairy chamber. The well of stars emerges. Other figures, other times, all stunned, should they note him falling into the well and vanishing, to appear now, present in your hands. Got you! Hold on! I got you. We're spinning, it's okay. Plunging from the fabric of the infinity itself and spinning down an ancient well that is a memorable first impression. The lady with the ever-replenishing pitcher stands with the well of stars. Hidden pump inside the well wall, cycling well water. A release pours a liquid below to startle the surface in which Marilyn had described when it was before still. She bears now a foot dangling on hook, some sort of purchase. Let's not rest in here. Take my hand. Let's go.
Let go.
Again? Only up this time. Gently. You want to play?
No.
Oh, what do you call it? Levitate? How do you do this? We're not quite done. Easy, just put your feet down and keep standing, like so. Very good, passenger. Wow, guess that's why your cap is feathered.
Well, your cape is feathered.
Cape is feathered. I was just hiking along. Is this me awake? Dreaming? I still think this is. Did I hit my head? Then one of the potted plants arrives from its apparent seat of surveillance. It serves as a pseudopod, a skeletal stockiness makes a fine body, striking up boldly to be considered. The lavender petals may not be eyes, but there's a purposeful face, like a sunflower brought to life. Must have been really hard. Your author, C. Lewis here, I
recommend saving your game now and often. After you make your choice, you can return to the other one of these two choices below. These story tree threads don't let me link you back otherwise. Feel free to play this out in all story parts for the full Infinite Pyramid experience, and we'll work on building the games we have with the tools we have. Okay.
Should I save at this point? A different
You
one?
can. It's
Save
up to
new?
you.
Save save slot too. That way I can go back to the one and pick the other path from
Neat.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Heroine's advice on recovering your wits. You're trying to process everything, but you're in a completely new place. Could you try something with me? Can you shut your eyes or just rest them? Be still. I want to take you through a mind passage, reset. Your autonomous nervous system is trying to walk itself back from a cliff. I get you. I don't know how I got here. Where am I? Right. You don't want to panic. Peaceful. Draw your attention to your breath. Press oxygen for your brain. Relax. Recover. Follow your breath through your internal organs. Feel your heart rate easing. Thanks. All the stillness, breath, the play out which looked so animated remains settled, unmoving. Moments play out.
Oh, that'd be... How long have we been at this? Am I hungry? I feel better. She's still sitting there. Zen master stuff. I need to move. Take a look around. I thought I was inside some kind of temple. That was in a cavern. I don't want to bother her. All I know is she dove into wherever I was flying. She brought me safely to the ground. She had a sense of those noises were something dangerous. She might know more about what lives here, but I need to look around. I want to start fending for myself.
Clay rises and moves down the tunnel. As he walks further down its cool recesses, he makes note of how far away he has moved from where he's begun. The mystery, the purposefulness and activity compels Clay Reeves onward. The vague light imparted there, light lamps whose source he cannot see, opening his quickening steps.
Is it something about the walls themselves? Some mineral that makes them glow?
Miriam rouses from her meditation with a gradual realization. You might even want to try a headstand. The response of your vagal nerves. Wait, hello?
Further from the enclave, where Clay has wandered, the wind whistles and uncomfortable, chilly dampness wafts down the corridor.
Hello, stranger.
Hello, stranger. The form of a woman steps into view. Oh, wow. Hi.
He's gone. Should I leave him to his wandering? I'm glad if I helped him, but I have my own business here.
Do you know where you're going? Cheeky question mark. Not the slightest idea. Who are you?
Call me Angelica.
Clay. I'm Clay. Were you in search of creature comforts? Shelter? A meal? Touch? Are you lonely? Come.
Oh no, don't touch her, Clay. Angelica opens her robe to reveal a bare torso of achingly feminine shape.
Oh, it sounds like he's gonna touch her.
Please don't touch her, Clay. She's probably gonna freeze you to death. Clay, please. Clay watches her breath slowly heave in rhythm beneath her impenetrable eyes that tell nothing, only her gestures beckoning. Excited when she steps towards him, he steps closer too. The distance between them tightens with a palpable attraction. The part of the brain that works out what others feel, he realizes, is not only vaguely sexual, a basic need, a search for similarity, shared comforts, curiosity. This passes for reasoning in a fragmentary fray. Then her arms reach for Clay, and between her hands a ray of pure coldness expands like a staff. Perhaps it's more like a rift. And then Clay realizes there's a sense of hunger. Anticipation turns into paranoia. His skin loses warmth. He begins to struggle for warmth and freedom. Following the sale, Marilyn arrives. She takes out her laser projector, nicknamed the Light of Understanding. Does she fire at the cold woman, or does she take aim at Clay? Aim the beam at Clay to warm him up. Let me say first. I think I'm gonna aim the beam at Clay. I think I'm gonna aim the beam at Clay and then see if it'll warm him up. I'm not asking you because you know. Don't be afraid. Marilyn aims her laser pistol, the light of understanding, not at Clay's assailant, but at the lost Earthling. Nauseous and suddenly swept his body warmth.
Yeah.
Clay barely realizes the being's presence. Then, cognizant, Reed grasps at the energy as though it were a tangible thing. His skin keep cold. Clay's hands, to this surprise and wonder, take the energy into a circle like a round dough, tossing, spinning between himself and the warm, hungry Angelica. His eyes widen. He participates in the energy's manipulation. He folds its brightness outward, making a shield against Angelica's advance. Then he forces the space between them to run. I made the right choice. Is this my power? Did shoot a force field at me?
Did you?
No, I'm lonely. Do not deny me what I will to survive. Please, fair countenance creature, how can I approach you? And the feminine form deteriorates. What was comely and human collapses inanimate. That's amazing.
You are all right?
I've been better, but I'm improving. You took the energy, the power I hoped would feed your system and keep you alive. You made a barrier to the cold woman's attack. When did you learn to do this?
Since only now. What happened? Do you think that blue fireball changed me? Is it something about this weird place?
Here, now I have drawn closer. Hold out your hands. Now I'm going to strike these stones together. I want you to see. Can you catch the spark?
What about your laser gun?
It's simple, based on phosphor to generate light. In this setting, it intensifies heat, quickens the molecular motion of things. For some targets, it seems to raise vibrations. There, try again, catch the spark.
Guess it was easy when I didn't realize what I was doing. Hey, I've got it. I'm sustaining it.
Well done. What made you wander to that creature?
I was feeling really depressed not too long ago. I couldn't seem to shake this fog out of my head or clear my intentions. I'd been a pretty active, fun-loving dude before, but I was going through this phase and it wasn't making me feel closer to anyone. It was like I took my lack of energy and made a shield, like a reverse of the one I made from your light. And when I saw her, I was feeling aimless here. And I saw someone I thought was like me, someone I could comfort.
Maybe we'll discover why it's you, riding here on a bolt from the sky into the Temple of Ing. Maybe you are a survivor of a time when things aren't falling in a way, like Copart is now. But could you be careful? I don't know if I meant to guard you. I just know, as your friend, I can't protect you if you take off on your own. Though I can't stop you if that's what you want. And abandonedly, oh hello! I'm enjoying your respiration. You exhale really nice gases. I think my breath